Hello CX Fiends, and welcome back to another episode of CXTV. We are here in the most beautiful Washington, D.C. for the Pan Am Championships here at the Armed Forces Retirement Home. Bill, we've got the junior women coming up. I looked at the start list. It looks pretty exciting. Tell me about it.
Yeah, for sure. So our favorites out there, we got Ada Watson, who came on later in the season, but just dominated when she was out there. However, the other Ada Linton, also up near the front. Nicole Clayman was somebody that we saw earlier in the season. It's got a shot out there along with Hadley Molnar, and then we even like Kira Mullins from Bear. She was looking really strong as well, especially when things got a little wet out there on the course. So who knows? It's all going to be anybody's race out there, but before we get into the action, let's take a look at the course.
Let's see it.
Our lap starts with a long sprint towards the grass. We make a left-hand turn up to the grass. This is where a pinch point's going to happen. We're going to keep our eye on that. After that, we move on to the field, and we head back towards the plank section. There are a couple U-turns right before that, up and over the planks. Once we're through there, we have our marquee centerpiece of this course, which is the M or the W hill. It's dusty, it's turny, you're up and down, it's off cambered, a lot of fun in that section. After that, we have a long power section back to pit one. Once to pit one, we're making a U-turn and we're heading towards the Capitol steps. This is a twisty turny section, very technical. Once up the steps, we get back into the power section. We make a long drag and a turn onto the back of the course. Once we're on the back of the course, we hit a quick off camber and up camber, and then the long off camber, which is going to be another key feature of this race. This is where a race could be decided. Once through that section, we're back towards pit two. We have one little off camber left, and then we're back onto the asphalt and we're sprinting for home. All right, that's what this course looks like on the map. Let's see what it looks like in real life. We're at the starting line of our junior women Pan American Championship race, the Armed Forces Retirement Home. We have a field of 20 women in this race. They're going to be racing for 40 minutes, and there is the gun heading down the finishing straight for the first time. That looks like Nicole Clayman with the early hole shot, but we got Ellie Moore coming up on the inside, and she's going to be the one that comes to the finish for the first time as they take that left-hand turn, head onto the grass, onto the course proper in lap number one of our junior women's race. Coming through the long stretches of this field section, Moore still leading the way. Clayman in second place. And that's Alexa Haviland sitting in third as they make their way parallel to the start straight on these small hilly section. They're going to come to this flowing on camber section, make a U-turn at the bottom, and hit the planks for the first time. Moore still leading the way with Clayman in second and Haviland in third place. Up and over the planks go our top three. Rest of the field following Moore. Coming up on the side in fourth place, Ada Linton. We've got Ada Watson in fifth place. Tessa Beebe there as well as they make their way up the M or W section. As soon as they get off there into this power section towards pit one, and Ada Linton has made her way to the front of this group and already stretched it out to about a 4-5 bike length. Oh, we got Ellie Moore going into the pits. She's going to have to do a bike change. She came into the pits in second and is going to slot down there, looks like in fifth place by the time she exits and gets back into the field. After pit one, that long power stretch, we have this twisty, turny section that is right before our Capitol steps. Ada Linton leading the way to the steps for the first time. Looks like she already has about a 5-second lead as she's there. Ada Watson, CXT Track Bikes, tracking her down. Looks like it's still Haviland in third place and Clayman in fourth as the rest of our field makes their way through the steps for the first time. On the other side, heading towards the back of the course for the first time, Linton with a sizable lead early in this race. Watson still trying to track her down, followed by Haviland. This is our first look at the back of the course. They're going to make this, Linton's going to make this turn here. She's going to have a hard up, on camber, up to the top of the course along the fence line of the Armed Forces Retirement Home. And she's going to be heading towards our final tricky off camber that's at the highest point of the course, as we see the rest of our field making their way to that section as well. Here is that off camber I was talking about. Linton safely through, maintaining her lead. This is still lap 1 of the race. There's Ada Watson, Haviland coming through as well. That's your top 3. Looks like Ellie Moore back in contention, leading a long line of riders, but it is Ada Linton in complete control of this race as they finish lap number 1. Ada Watson about 4 or 5 seconds back, followed by Haviland still in 3rd place. Coming over the planks for the second time, we see Linton already has cleared them. Watson and Haviland up and over, and they will make their way towards this big off-camber section, our MW Hill. Linton easily out, up and over that section. Pan back, we should see our chasers just coming into picture, and there is Watson with Haviland still on her wheel as they make it through the M section for the second time. We'll head back towards pit 1, where Linton already is about halfway there, starting really to stretch out this lead on Watson and Haviland in 2nd and 3rd. Watson starting to look behind her to see where the rest of the field is. We should see them come into the picture any second now. Here we go. Here are your chasers coming up and over. We will get numbers on them in a second as we are looking at 2nd and 3rd place going up the steps. Haviland now overtaking Watson in 2nd place. And coming around the bend is Liliana Edwards, followed by Elaine Blaze from Pit Stop Racing. They make their way up there. There's Tessa Beebe hitting the stairs on lap 2, followed by the rest of our field. On the back of the course, once again, we are keeping our eye on this fight for 2nd place with Linton really far ahead at this point. This is Haviland and Watson still. They were Watson and Haviland about a half lap ago. They've now switched positions, so Haviland taking the lead up front. Watson on her wheels, they head back to the off camber for the second time. Lap number 2, high line by Watson there. That's a alternate line in the top of this course as they head into the off camber section. 2 distinct lines on that off camber section, as you can see the gap between Linton coming down low with 2nd and 3rd up top. Haviland and Watson heading towards this last off camber. They'll head over that bridge and straight to pit 2 for the end of lap number 2. This is Lily Edwards with Ellie Blaze on her wheel as the rest of the field tries to get back into contention for a podium spot. 3 laps to go. Linton is cruising on the front of this race. Panning back, see where our chasers are, and that is a gap from the leader to the fight for the rest of our podium. Haviland's going to bring them over, bring the 2 fighting for 2nd and 3rd. Watson on her wheel. Watson moving back in front of Haviland with under 3 laps to go as they head back towards pit 1. She takes a little look to her left that time to see Linton coming over that rise and heading towards the steps. Again, better to be looking forward than looking back. There is Watson and Haviland as they are parallel to our pond that sits in the middle of the course, and they'll be working their way up to the step section, capital steps. Really just 3 distinct battles that we have going on in this race right now. We got Linton out front, seems to be pretty safe. Haviland and Watson fighting it out for 2nd and 3rd. And here's that other battle that we're watching. This is Edwards and Blaze making their way towards the steps now. That's your battle for 4th and 5th place, although I'm sure they'd love to work their way back into podium contention as we see Edwards and Blaze up on the steps. Coming to the back of the course one more time. Watson still leaving Haviland as they're finishing up the lap and looking for 2 laps to go once they get there. This is our other battle with Edwards and Blaze. Also hitting that last off camber before pit 2. 2 laps to go for our leader, Ada Linton. Not much to say here. She's looking good. She's going strong. She has this one in complete control. Really nothing to worry about other than a mechanical and just making sure that you keep taking those strong lines and keep that lead alive. Right now, we have a change once again. These 2 riders have been going back and forth this entire race. Haviland now in front of Watson with 2 laps to go. Blaze in front of Edwards. And that is your top 5 in this race. They've really distanced themselves from the rest of the field. Really big gaps for this one. We're going to keep our eyes on the 2 chasing groups. Those are the most exciting races we got going on in this one. And it looks like Haviland has started to get a gap over Watson for second place. There is Watson trying to track it down. Still has under 2 laps, about a lap and a half left to regain that spot. This is a tricky one because you can see her out ahead with those twists and those turns, and it looks like she's a lot closer than she is, but it's still about a 4 or 5 second lead as we see our leader, Ada Linton, coming down the steps while the other 2 were just approaching the steps. So still a sizable lead for Linton as she's making her way with about a lap and a half left. This is our battle for 4th place. Blaze in front of Edwards as they make their way up the steps. And we're checking in on our fight for 2nd place. Haviland really starting to stretch it out with Watson doing all she can to try to get back onto that wheel and secure 2nd place. I think that for those 2, there's really no chance at this point that they are going to catch Linton out front. But this battle for 4th place is probably our most combative pair at this point. They are going back and forth as they head towards the off camber one more time through that section smoothly. You can see 4th and 5th going on top as Watson in 3rd is down below. Blaze will lead Edwards into that off-camber section one more time, and we are going to see the bell lap. 1 to go. Ada Linton gets the bell. Only about 7 minutes left of racing for her, and she will be your next Pan American champion, assuming she can stay upright, avoid the mechanicals, and really can do a parade lap here as she has a sizable lead over 2nd and 3rd place here. Haviland now continues to distance herself, feeling more secure in that silver medal position. Ada Watson keeping the gap over 4th and 5th in 3rd place. That is your bronze medal spot. Into the back of the course, into the approach to the steps, and this is your battle for 4th place. Blaze and Edwards just locked in together. They have been on each other's wheels the whole time. Blaze has been in front for the past couple laps, down and around the steps for Blaze and Edwards. That's going to be the pairing we're watching as we come to the finish. But a 1/3 of a lap left. Linton making her way through. Haviland up top, secure in 2nd place. We're going to watch for there is Watson making her way through. We're going to watch for our 4th and 5th place battle. That's the one we have our eyes on. You can see the gaps in real time as they make their way through this off-camber section, and there they are. That is your final 2 in the top 5. That's the race we're going to be looking at as they have not much time left. And here is your Pan American champion. That is Ada Linton from the Bear CX team. And here is your battle for 4th place. Blaze starting to ramp up that sprint. She has just a couple more turns. She'll have this slight off camber as we're looking at Haviland taking to the silver medal position. There is that off camber starting to ramp up the sprint. Edwards is going to have to get on the pavement and put in the sprint, and it doesn't look like she's going to be able to do that. Ada Watson coming in for 3rd place. Blaze able to take fourth place in that tight battle with Edwards in fifth. That's your top five. In your junior women Pan American Championship race, there is your winner, Ada Linton, and here are your top 10 in that race. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching CXTV.